People have differential experiences of forced migration due to intersecting power relations. Vulnerability is often framed in terms of specific categories, such as women, children, and disabled people. In contrast, intersectionality focuses attention on power relations and structures, including gender, sexual orientation, social age, disability, class, and racialization. In this video, we will discuss how intersectionality helps to understand differential experiences of forced migration. What is intersectionality? Developed by Kimberly Crenshaw, intersectionality refers to how intersecting identities and power relations shape the differential ways people experience the same structural contexts and phenomena. So, in the context of forced migration, racialization, gender, sexual orientation, age, class, disability, religion, and other factors affect different lived experiences and access to services, decision-making, and justice. Intersectionality provides an alternative to dominant approaches to vulnerable populations. The, quote, vulnerables, unquote, approach essentializes particular categories of people as inherently vulnerable. For example, in a Government of Canada operational bulletin under, quote, how to identify a vulnerable person, unquote, a list is provided. Elderly, individuals with physical disabilities or injuries, pregnant women, and unaccompanied minor children. This categories approach is administratively efficient. It provides immigration officials with an easy way to determine eligibility for scarce resources and services. However, this categorical approach to vulnerability and forced migration is problematic for three key reasons. First, it is dehumanizing. People are listed alongside inanimate phenomenon, for example, environmental degradation, as problems to be solved. Second, it is essentializing. If people are vulnerable because of who they are, they can never not be vulnerable. Third, it overlooks power relations and structural inequities that make people vulnerable to abuses in particular contexts. As an alternative, intersectionality provides an equity lens to think about power relations within migration contexts. This approach asks, what are the structural causes of vulnerability? Structures are patterns of human behavior. Intersectionality helps us to understand these patterns. For example, research shows that women, girls, and LGBTQ+ people are much more likely to be subject to sexual violence during migration. There is nothing about their essential characteristics of their gender or sexual orientation that makes them more vulnerable. This is a category approach. Rather, the reason why they are more likely to face sexual violence is because of patriarchy and misogyny. Many societies are structured in such a way that sexist behavior and sexual violence are normalized. Focusing on the structures allows us to identify the roots of patterns of behavior rather than, quote, blaming the victim, unquote. An intersectional approach also connects these gendered patterns of human behavior with other relationships of power, including race, class, and ability, etc. Taking as a point of departure gender relations, we can then think of how patriarchy and misogyny interact with other power relations based on racialization, financial resources, social capital, and environmental barriers. So, in conclusion, paying attention to intersecting oppressions allows researchers, policymakers, and service providers to better understand how people may experience the same forced migration context differently. These differential experiences are not because of innate characteristics, but rather because of power asymmetries that create specific opportunities and barriers due to patterns of human behaviors and relationships.